Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 874. I'm your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with James. What's up, James?
Hey, so many casts, getting towards 900.
I'm actually behind, my friend, in the YouTube videos by 500 and something. Usually I do 1,000 a year, so must have been slacking this year, I guess. But yeah, close to 900 Real Whovians. Will we do it? Hopefully. But how you doing?
I'm okay. Sorry for the inactivity, audience. Been going through some personal stuff at home, but all back and ready now.
Yeah, I've been sick on and off, upper respiratory, and taking medicine, and my throat's been in and out. So I haven't been able to cast frequently, but now we're back. So and hopefully my throat lasts, so we can do this cast. Okay. So basically, I just did a cast with Connor and Chris because I watched Husbands of the River Song again today, and I noticed that Moffat had threw in this line right before he told her about how long a night is, okay? And she said it again, that she had a birthday with 2 doctors, okay? Now, you would think, all right, it's Moffat just throwing lines in, but every single time Moffat mentioned a future River story, whether she's opening up in Picnic at Asgard or whatever, it happens. And I know that this was supposed to be his final one, but is it possible that he tends to throw in a surprise in Series 10 or next year's Christmas special, or this year's Christmas special, where River Song will encounter one doctor, and this is the way I see it happening. I see her being with Matt Smith, or even Peter Capaldi, and then another doctor shows up after that doctor leaves, and basically says his real name to her, like whispering, because she never got that yet. Do you think that could happen, or do you think River's story is done?
I mean, for a viewer standpoint, story-wise, it should be done, right? I mean, theoretically.
I mean, we had two goodbyes already, but
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't personally. It would have to be for a very good reason, but never say never with Doctor Who. Doctor Who is infinite possibilities, yes. And also, what's probably the case, I bet my money on he hasn't thought of a story, but he's threw that rabbit in the hat there. So there's a possibility for him to go there, with the little hints, but he hasn't really through yet. But then again, with Moffat, sometimes he thinks 2 series ahead, and then sometimes he just, wings it. He's a bit of an odd writer.
I mean, he said goodbye to her. He said goodbye to her in Forest of the Dead. Then he said goodbye to her in Name of the Doctor. And then he said goodbye to her again in Husbands of River Song. So it's been like 3 goodbyes. But we could still possibly see one. I mean, that would be the only River story that Moffat didn't tell, because every time he said something like the Fall of Byzantium, he did it. Or Picnic at Asgard was when, Impossible Astronaut. So, I mean, everything he said, he's done. With the exception of this birthday with 2 doctors. So that was mentioned in Good Man Goes to War, and also mentioned in Husbands of River Song. So I'm wondering if that's just a surprise for eventually. I don't know. But what do you say?
Maybe. I mean, to be honest, maybe it'll be a send-off. I just don't know. It's hard to tell. The guy is very, like I said, he's an unusual writer. You just don't know. I never say never with this guy, but if I had a choice, I'd say please no, because we've had too much of it. And
hey, Connor.
Hello.
Oh, what's up, Connor?
Hello.
His biggest flaw for me is he just repeats himself a lot. He keeps going back in circles with these characters and rehashes them. Clara is a perfect example of a character being overused and past his sell-by date. I mean, Moffat is past his sell-by date anyway. The executive producer should not be there that long anyway. John Nathan Turner, anyone? Does anyone remember that guy?
Yeah.
Great at first with Earthshock is a great. Now, to be honest, John Nathan Turner made some silly decisions, with sacking the writers. But Earthshock is a prime example of him doing something great.
That is great, yeah.
And even though towards the end of his tenure he did get a bit loopy, the writers got very good at the very end of the McCoy era. But the point is, you don't stay with Doctor Who. It's a special type of series where the executive producer, or the person, the showrunner in this case, should never be the same. Should never be the same person too long, because the show will get stale. And the point of Doctor Who is it's supposed to change and evolve, and it's not with Moffat. So he does need to go, and I would prefer him not to write the next series, but we're stuck with him really. So.
I mean, I get to the point with the Christmas special where I start getting scared when I know what is he going to do this time?
Yeah.
Tree people. Oh my God! No, what is he going to? I'm like, oh no, a superhero.
I haven't given my public thoughts on that clip, The Edge. Yeah, I know what Connor thinks of it. For me, Capaldi's excellent. Yeah. Obviously, I mean, he's just great. He can work with anything.
How cool is that? He was eating sushi. Right? Was he in sushi?
I like the clip to an extent. The bad part about the clip to me is the guy with the gun. He's like the most terrible. Just why?
Classic villain with the accent. Like,
it was just.
That was a little extreme.
Cheesy. It was too cheesy. It did lose me there.
Yeah.
But and it does seem quite. I don't know if anyone's noticed. It does seem a bit under budget. It does seem like the BBC are not investing heavily in it. I mean, the superhero looks okay. But I'm talking about the CGI.
Why did Naro came out of nowhere? Where the hell was he?
In the TARDIS.
He just came out and he starts talking about...
because the clip's just from the middle of the episode, doesn't it?
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
Yeah, it's not supposed to make sense, but it's... my only criticism...
I guess they explain how he gets his head back, right?
Well, I hope so, because that's a major part of his character. You have to explain that.
Yeah.
My opinion is the people at the BBC board up there need to realise, okay, the real Top Gear is now back. Top Gear is finished, right? It's finished. Let's stop spending money on that and invest in our shows what people want to watch. Doctor Who needs more investment. Just give it a bit more investment, more episodes per year on, maybe not overwork Capaldi, but so you can have Class and Doctor Who in the same year, because this year we should have had Doctor Who as well as Class.
Yeah, we did.
Class should not have taken, even though Class is good, it should not have taken priority over Doctor Who. That's just silly.
Isn't that the only... I mean, Class... Did the Doctor Who budget go to Class or no? Because they didn't do no season this year. I mean...
Well, there's probably various reasons. The BBC, the programming, what they decide. But all I know is we had Top Gear this year, which is crap.
Well, yeah, actually, to go for a bit of a tangent from Doctor Who, that's a good point about Top Gear, because, of course, the Grand Tour has just premiered on Amazon Prime last week. And it is bloody brilliant. The production on that is like mind-blowing.
Episode 2's out, right? I've not seen episode 2 yet.
Yeah, episode 2 is great. But the BBC hate it because they're jealous of the success of... And of course, it's going to work. Of course, people are going to love it. It's bloody Jeremy Clarkson. You sacked him because he was being himself, because he's a highly entertaining individual. And I know a lot of people think he's a twat, but I don't. I find him highly entertaining.
Yeah, he's very highly entertaining and he's controversial. And the thing about the BBC, and this is real Whovians, but the BBC is Doctor Who, obviously. They're very big corps. They're funded not completely, but quite heavily by the taxpayer. So they're quite politically correct, and the things they do are not business-wise. I really, really want the BBC to stop getting its license fee and to be a private entity, because it would be so much better. Look at Netflix, look at Amazon.
Yeah.
It would be in better hands.
Well, my thing I don't understand is that they made the decision, correct, to not have Doctor Who this year. Or was it a thing where Moffat's like, I can't get the script ready, could you just do that? I mean, what do you think, Connor? I mean, wasn't it?
I think it was joint. I think it was Moffat saying he's probably a bit burnt out. He needs time to get a series together. And it was them saying, well, we've got far too much going on this year. We've thrown all of this ridiculous programming out with the Olympics and all of the sort of the Euro football as well. And you've got all this ridiculous, messy timetable that they've got to stick to because they've got the rights to all of this stuff.
But doesn't this hurt Doctor Who to not have a whole season again?
Not like core fans. So for people like us, we'll watch it anyway. Yeah, But the reason why Doctor Who's successful is it does have a lot of casual fans who just tune in. And also, of course, it is the digital age, and there's a massive American market, with Netflix and stuff. But to miss this, to skip a year, it doesn't make logical sense. It was a poor move, especially Top Gear. They need to can that. They're spending too much money on that. It needs to go.
It seems like just yesterday that he regenerated. We got the 50th anniversary and Time of the Doctor, and then that was it. I mean, because they split the Series 7s. I mean, that's, it's to us. Because I think every time they do that, it really hurts the show.
It does. They're pulling a Colin Baker, really. They're pulling a Michael Grade on Colin Baker. Colin Baker is, in my opinion, quite a good Doctor. He just had incredibly crappy scripts, and he had a very bad run with, the higher-ups not liking him, right? And this is exactly what's happened to Capaldi. No, he's got a lot better scripts.
But someone that doesn't follow, someone that will watch Doctor Whovian, but is not really following the news like we do, they have no clue that there's Doctor Who this year, unless they really pay attention. One episode.
And even Matt Smith, Matt Smith had some split seasons, but Matt Smith and David Tennant were very fortunate, especially David Tennant. He had 3 straight seasons, no breaks, 3 straight seasons. Very easy for fans to love him. Capaldi has not had that luxury. It's been a rocky ride for him, and that's because of the higher ups and Moffat to an extent with some of the scripts. But definitely,
how do you have your main star say, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm only going to do 2 episodes, so could you do something else?" Because and do a little thing in class because we don't really have anything for you to film. I mean, that's kind of messed up that you hold.
Well, the thing is that he hasn't really done much else. He hasn't been in anything on TV for ages.
Yeah, that's why.
I mean, he did Class. Isn't he doing Paddington 2 cameo? And
he's in this amazing role, and that should launch a career to even bigger heights than Peter Capaldi, because Peter Capaldi, you've got to remember, is much more accomplished than David Tennant was.
Oh yeah,
at that point of becoming the Doctor, much more accomplished than even Matt Smith was, and still, it's not launching his career.
Well, as Doctor Who, you don't typically
you already watched
anyway.
Just like afterwards now.
That's the thing with Doctor Who. When you're the Doctor, you don't typically do other things. David Tennant was very smart. Even when he left Doctor Who, he didn't go to movies. He did TV shows. Broadchurch, Jessica Jones.
He did do Friday Night, but that.
Yeah, he did some movies, but he didn't do the Matt Smith route, where Matt Smith pretty much got jealous of Karen Gillan. Let's be honest, Karen Gillan went to Hollywood, and she's been very successul. And
so was Arthur Darvill.
Oh yeah, Arthur Darvill too.
And he wants to try to be in Fantastic Beasts too now, I heard.
Yeah, exactly. And also Arthur Darvill is in Legends Tomorrow, which is a CW show, and they're doing very well. Matt Smith, where is he?
Karen Gillan's in everything. She's in Jumanji 2. She's in Guardians of the Galaxy. She's in everything, Karen Gillan.
Yep, exactly. So it's
he's in The Crown, I guess. Right?
I really hope people stop being
It is, yeah.
Thank you.
Now, he did 1 season, right, Connor? But they want multiple seasons of The Crown?
They want 6 seasons, but I'm not watching it.
But not necessarily with him in it for 6 seasons, right? Or would he have to be?
Well, he's Prince Philip. He's the Queen's husband. He's important.
So he'd have to be in every single one, then.
But I suppose as he ages, you might have to change actor. The thing is that I don't have an interest in The Crown because I'm not a royalist. It's like I don't particularly have any fond sort of thoughts about the royal family. Just
I mean, did you watch Jenna Louise Coleman's?
Yeah, I watched Victoria. Yeah, but Victoria
good?
was an interesting monarch. I don't find Queen Elizabeth, who is still the Queen now and not really to be particularly interesting. And I don't.
Queen Elizabeth is still around because she's the most boring monarch. That's why she still doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
She's one of the monarchs. She's famous because most of her powers don't exist anymore. The sovereign to Parliament. Now, obviously, that's been the case for some of our monarchs, but previous administrations at least did things. She doesn't do anything. You don't even know. I didn't even know she's still around half the time.
But getting back to Matt Smith, I mean, everybody's doing stuff but him.
Yeah, I'd like to see.
They didn't even want him to do the audios. I heard. Like, I already want he was ready to do it, and they're like, nah, that's right. Like,
yeah, busy. Big Finish. I mean, that's funding and stuff. It depends what they want to do, right? It's what they want to do. But I'd imagine they should do it. But
I mean, he tried with Terminator, but it just and I guess the other one.
Credit's due. Credit where credit's due. That was just poor cast because they didn't use him. They underused him.
Yeah.
And said, "Oh, we've got Doctor Who here." Well,
they said he got the role because of Mr. Clever. They saw that and they're like, "Oh,
we're gonna show him in the second and third movie more than the first movie." Well, that's why it
never made it to the second one. Yeah, I know.
Sequel baiting.
Well, now what about Chibnall? Talk to me, both of you. What do they have to do to reclaim if they lost any fans without Doctor Who this year, with the exception of one episode? Do you think we lost any fans?
I can't tell because
you've lost the casual base. You definitely people. What you have lost by missing a year is a generation. You've lost that the 11 or 12-year-old who comes back from school and doesn't have Doctor Who to watch. That could have been potentially their first time to watch Doctor Who. You have potentially lost an audience. You can't. It's a generation gone, right?
Right.
There's nothing they can do about that. And that's why it's a stupid decision. So. Well, then again, we've had years where Doctor Who wasn't on, obviously, so it can.
Well, I know that, but I'm worried about. Here's what I'm worried about. We're commissioned, right, Connor, to 2020.
As far as I know, yeah.
So that technically they can film in 2020 and air it in 2021, correct?
They could do, yeah. I don't think we're in any sort of
Doctor Who will be going on for much longer than that.
Yeah, I don't think we're in any sort of phase where we're approaching a 1989. We're safe, but it just needs to be better written.
We're safe because basically BBC tanks their own good show. Doctor Who is the only show they have right now which is really profitable for them. It makes them money.
I know, I don't like these doors.
Sorry,
getting rid of it would be a poor decision. It would be bad for the BBC.
Right.
Monetarily.
Well, why did they lose all these shows? Didn't they lose Bake Off too and all that other stuff? Or what's going on with that?
They're just bad with money. They spend like crazy amounts of their money they get for the taxpayer and also from BBC Worldwide. And
why don't they say, okay, this thing put us on the map. Why don't we throw more money towards Doctor Who than anything? Like, why don't they do that?
Probably pride. I predict that Top Gear will have one last season next year, and that'll be it. There's no way they'll continue after that. It's just not necessarily good for them.
The Grand Tour has got 3 seasons now, and that was before the first one aired. No one signs on for 3 seasons without an episode airing. Top Gear doesn't stand a chance. That's gone. Yeah. That's
Top
done.
Gear. Oh yeah, Top Gear. It will have a season next year. They'll give it one last try because, to be fair to them, I can't remember his name now. The guy who just led it last.
Matt LeBlanc, was it Matt LeBlanc? Right.
He wasn't too bad.
Is that?
He wasn't.
Chris Evans.
But wasn't he fighting with the other guy?
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Chris Evans.
So the other guy's gone now.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's diabolical. I mean, that was the worst choice. I would have rathered David Cameron to do it. Like, it was that bad. He was so bad.
Well, I know there is another one coming up, right? There is another season coming up.
There's another one.
Yeah, they'll do one.
But then that's it.
That'll be it because they're just making no money. Nobody's watching it. Nobody's interested. And they're investing way too much. It costs a lot. It costs way more than Doctor Who to make. I mean, if they can that show, it'd be great for Doctor Who because then they'd invest in Doctor Who or more shows.
All right. What could they do with Doctor Who if they can only make 13 plus a Christmas special? Then
they can invest.
What could they possibly do?
The CGI could be better. I mean, if you watch that clip from the Christmas special, the CGI is clearly not good. It's
right.
It's not.
I think they should do a Netflix with it. Half the amount of episodes. Get the bigger budget for the least amount of episodes you can.
Right.
And make them the best you possibly can.
Yeah.
things wouldn't have been what it was if it was 12 episodes.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Stretching it out.
Yeah, I think minimalist approaches with bigger budgets at this day and age, where it's binge watch on Netflix.
That's what everybody does.
That's what they
is
need to
the best
expand, and they are going there with BBC Store. BBC Store is actually a step in the right direction for them. They need to, if they do that, I'd like them to do that because it's the only thing they can do. But they won't because the BBC are the BBC.
Is the Doctor Who magazine sell?
Yeah, it's got more expensive, so probably not as it used to.
I mean, they had that sale. Remember I told you? I bought like 22 of them.
Yeah.
Or 23 for like $22. I was like, wow. They just
the new issue.
I have fans will buy it. Like my uncle gets a copy out every single time because he has it, already in order.
Right.
But, for casual people, they're just like, why would I bother? I can just look up this stuff on the internet. That's just the.
And how's Class doing?
Shit.
Oh God! Well, I did watch episode.
Now I saw up until the 2-part thing, but I didn't see the new one last week.
My interest in it is slipping. I'd be happy when it's over because.
Oh my God!
I like it. I just don't love it. It's got just seemingly.
This is why I avoided it. I was just like, this is not for me.
That's the worst. I like it, but I don't love it. Yeah,
it peaked with the first 2 episodes. It was like I was like defending it against the shit talkers, and suddenly it's just flatlined. I just haven't. Because
I'm going to be honest. I hear episode 2 is better than 1, so I did watch episode 1, but from what I've seen, but I haven't seen the rest of the episodes, right? It just feels like this is a kids' drama, and it's just not for me.
Well, that's what it is. They have death, but then it's like a little amped up Sarah Jane adventures, kind of. Like some of the stuff is a little corny, like that friggin'.
It's just
like the pedal. Like really.
Like why?
Like what's happening?
I don't get it. I don't understand why they went with this. There's so many things. I mean, they could have tried Torchwood. I mean, I know it's cursed after the last season was bad, but we all like bad seasons. There's so many different things they could have done.
But is Class going to be? Is it going to be popular enough to warrant a second season?
No. I'll tell you why. Somebody, what's his name? Reese. He linked me on Twitter. This was like 2 weeks ago, so it's probably worse now. On iPlayer charts. So on the BBC iPlayer, you have charts of most watched that week. And Class, the newest episode, so it was up for about 2 days, so it should be up there. Was on 17. It was below things like Daily Politics. That's not good.
Oh my God.
The thing is that with Class, I can't possibly see a way for there to be a second series. It just seems to be one small short story. It's literally like a novella in terms of like if this was a book, it would be 200 pages. That's it.
See, the thing I don't understand is like, all right, I'm up to the part where we had the second part of the Shadow King. I think we see the other one yet. And like all of a sudden, this group of the governors, like, what the hell is this garbage? Like, there's this whole powerful movement with Coal Hill School, and they can take the thing out of her brain. Like, how do you an expert with that? I don't understand what's happening here.
I just asked the question again.
It's all over the place.
This is Doctor Who. It's a massive universe. There's so many different things you could do. Paul McGann series. Everyone would.
But didn't they copy off of Torchwood with the Rift, and they made it that Coal Hill was like a beacon for like cracks, and just like the Rift is a lot of energy with it's harder for charges. And it's like almost like the same thing. Like they're creating some type
I would
of
much rather than do like a three episode pilot Paul McGann series. I mean, that would be way more popular.
So you're pretty much sure both of you that Class is done.
I want to make an analogy. I saw Fantastic Beasts last Friday.
Okay.
And that is effectively what Class is to Doctor Who. It's a spin-off to Harry Potter.
Right.
The thing is that that's going to be 5 films. Right. That's a lot. That's a decade. And so you've got to maintain attention for a decade. That series is gonna work because it's more or less a secondary story. It's not a spin-off. It's where it's sort of very much attached to the past of Harry Potter before Harry Potter even existed.
Right.
50, 60 years earlier. Like Class
In a different
has
country, right?
absolutely no connection whatsoever. I mean, the Doctor appeared once. I haven't heard a single reference to anything Doctor Who related at all in even one little sinew since. That's not a spin-off. That's its own show. You can't market something as a spin-off if it's not a fucking spin-off, and that is not a spin-off. Fantastic Beasts works well because it attaches itself firmly to what it's sort of branching off of.
It's in a different country too, so it's
yeah, so it's a completely different environment.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been good reviews for that, and some bad, but your review is quite. I usually trust your judgment on these things, so I'm gonna go watch it maybe this weekend or a bit later. Even if it came online, I like going to. Are we all in agreement here? I love going to the movie theaters.
Oh yeah,
I haven't been to the cinemas since Star Wars. The next time
I always watch Star Wars.
No,
it's probably I'll probably be going in a few weeks for Rogue One.
I did that last year. I went. I was very, very fortunate. You know how it's always packed day one. Well, everyone was. It was a work day, so I went at 9 a.m. day one. So I was thinking, oh, it'll be dead packed. Nobody was in because it's 9 a.m. Nobody goes to pictures at 9 a.m.
Right, that's true though. Yeah, I've been in that situation.
I really, really, that was great. Nice empty. Well, not empty. There's like 40 people there, but great experience. Yeah. Watched it day one, and that meant nobody could spoil me for the movie.
Yeah, that's what I hate too. When a movie's coming out, I'm like, I try to stay on Facebook or anything because I'm like, I just don't want nobody to ruin it for me. Yeah. Same thing like Game of Thrones. I want to kill somebody. Like if it's like if somebody sees it earlier or something or whatever it is.
Yeah, because as soon as I got back from watching that movie, people tried to spoil me already. I was just like, I've already seen the movie. Like, how? It's like because I'm science. I've seen it.
Yeah.
So I know.
All right. So what about Moffat doing a Paternoster gang after he leaves Doctor Who, just doing something different, but like it's Doctor Who spinoff? No, he's totally done with Doctor Who.
I think he needs to leave sci-fi. He's not that good at it. Russell T Davies wasn't that good at it. I thought
he just got tired and he's been doing it too much. It's just he's run out of ideas. I mean, he had some good ideas when he was in the RTD era. Let's look at Blink. He
got depressed, though. He even admitted he got depressed. But you don't admit that, though. Like, he starts like, oh, yeah, Series 7 sucked. Like, what? What are you talking? Like you're admitting it that you thought, like, oh, my God, I can't believe this guy.
I really think Moffat in the beginning with, not in his early, I mean, there's some great episodes. Matt Smith's first episode, I think, is fantastic. But he's very linear. That's his writing style. He's not very expansive. And you need to be more imaginative with sci-fi, and he just isn't. That's a shame.
So, like, are we fully, like, forget about the Christmas special? Is everybody pumped for Series 10, or not really? Full throttle, I think, right? Because this is his final year.
I think it's going to be good. They like bringing back people like, as I said on the last show, Rona Monroe, Jamie Matheson. You've got the new writers in there. All those sorts of strong writing.
So Moffat's final season is going to be unbelievable. You're saying
it's going to have the writers to make it unbelievable. Whether it'll be unbelievable or not is totally down to whether.
The movie is great. I do look forward to Doctor Who. However, because of the break. And also because I have moved on from Doctor Who, but I still love Doctor Who. I'll always watch it every time it comes on. I'll never miss an episode. But there's been better shows. 2016 has been a very good year for television. Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, all the CW shows. There's so many good shows out there, and that's why Doctor Who's going back. I was talking to Doctor Who Man. There's a shout out with him about this.
Hey, Doctor Man.
Yeah, I was talking to him earlier about it, actually, and he was saying... I mean, he's called Doctor Who, man. He loves Doctor Who, but he makes the same point. It's Doctor Who's still great and we love it, but there's so many good shows out there. It's not I'm not excited for it, it's just there's other stuff on, so
oh yeah.
It arrives. But
I'm excited about the Supergirl, the crossover.
Yeah, I don't watch TV Go because I thought season 1 was cringy, but I will watch the crossover episode next week.
Okay.
Which is on Monday, right? And then Tuesday Flash, Wednesday Arrow, Thursday Legends. So that'll be exciting.
Yeah, but there is. He's true. There is a lot of stuff out there.
Mm-hmm. Legends of Tomorrow is like a better version of Doctor Who at the moment, in my opinion. It's great time travel.
And they're Doctor Who fans writing the show, so Yeah.
Exactly. If you want a proper spin-off, go to Legends of Tomorrow, guys. Screw Class. This has got Alpha Davo and it's got time travel. There you go. Win-win.
When's the finale? I'm sorry, Connor, go ahead.
No, sorry, go ahead. I interrupted then.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say that it's Netflix is dominating the market. Yeah. It's ridiculous the output that they're putting out there is 10 out of 10 stuff.
They're investing. Did you see the story about the amount of money they're investing?
No.
They're investing.
Even Adam Sandler's doing phenomenal with Netflix.
Here's a statistic for you guys. True statistic. They're investing in 2017 alone $6 billion on their streaming platform for new shows. On new shows alone. Now, not a lot of people know. It's a very interesting fact. Now, the cast of Friends, like Matt LeBlanc, they make $20 million a year from Friends because Warner Brothers. Not Warner Brothers. Who are in charge of it? Is it Warner Brothers?
NBC.
Who are the prior owners of Friends? It is Warner Brothers, isn't it? I'm not sure.
NBC.
I never watched Friends.
They make $1 billion still, and Friends still makes $1 billion a year, right? And actors, when they're in TV shows, they make royalties, right? They still make money because they appeared in it.
Yeah.
But with Netflix, it's different. That Netflix owns the show. So these actors and actresses don't make anything after the show, and that's why Netflix pays absurd amounts per episode, things like $350,000 per episode per actor, because they don't get any money afterwards. It's a one-ticket price. Do you know what I mean? That's why they spend so much, and good on them as well for investing, because we're getting some good shows. I need to finish.
I'm looking at the list of upcoming projects for Netflix, and they've got at least 50 planned shows of all different sort of genres here.
Wow.
One show that I am looking. Sorry,
I'm looking forward to the Punisher and some of the horror stuff. I hope they do, because I love the horror.
Yeah. One of the things I was surprised about that I saw the trailer to a week ago or so, a series of unfortunate events with Neil Patrick Harris. Yeah, that looks really good. That looks better than the Jim Carrey film. It's like that's a popular sort of series in what it was, a book series that is getting adapted by Netflix. I mean, people are going to jump on that and they're going to view that. Like,
so is Torchwood going to become Netflix?
I don't want any Doctor Who sort of stuff to become Netflix because I prefer the original Netflix stuff.
Okay.
The thing that comes straight from the brain and not from a bought deal with like ABC or BBC or Warner Brothers.
Yeah, that's what happened with Amazon with the Ripper Street. They just bought it off them. But what is comforting is that I know for a fact, if I do reach into my 60s or 70s, or hopefully I live that long, Doctor Who will still be around, because even if the BBC foolishly kill it, Netflix, Amazon, or overtakers will get it.
Somebody will buy it. I already saw a thing with Mickey Mouse dressed up like David Tennant's Doctor. Like Disney wants to do movies or something, or whatever the hell it is. It's like,
obviously it'll be different, and the show will probably not be what it was, but we'll still have the show. The show's not going to die. That's why the BBC won't kill it, because they know it's so good.
I have one more question. Connor, I was going to ask you before. What is the finale for Class? When does it end? In 8 episodes?
Not today, which is Saturday. Next week.
Okay, so we have a new one airing tomorrow.
Yeah, and then
we're gonna have the finale, and then anybody that we talk to, does anybody really like Class, or they just like eh? Do you know? You don't have to mention that name, but the overall consensus is what? Thumbs down for Class? Is that what?
The only person I know that has watched it since the beginning is Louis.
Okay.
Alongside myself. That's it. And you. But you're waiting for me to give you links, aren't you, for all the episodes?
Well, actually, I got a link from Joe now, so I'm gonna watch. He got it from somewhere, so I actually that's how I was able to see the last one. So I'm gonna watch the other one before tomorrow. But we do have to do class casts on them. I guess.
Yeah, I'll catch up on it. I'll give it a fair shot.
I mean, it's. I thought it was going to be. I mean, we all thought, right? It was going to be a thing where it's going to be on for years, and they were just going to make it big. And
I'll try again. I'll watch the rest and watch it to the finale. It's just like I said. There's so many other good shows on. I just don't have the time.
Yeah.
To dedicate to a show I'm not particularly interested in over things like The Flash, which is just the best.
Right. And again, I want to do more Real Whovians cast. Hopefully, we have. We're able to.
Well, Christmas special. It's 1 month for the Christmas special now.
I'm just excited for Christmas. It's not particularly even Doctor Who, just like Sherlock. I'm catching up on that because I want to.
Oh yeah. When we
you're not caught up?
I have not watched Sherlock.
Oh, I watched it day one.
I want to swap places with you. You're very.
I've watched everything that's out already.
I will watch it before New Year's Day.
Please.
Wait, so I forgot we're getting a new series of Sherlock soon.
Yes.
Oh yes. Okay, sorry, that's made me very happy.
Now Moffat has also stated he's not going to be out of a job because he's going to be they're definitely doing another series of Sherlock after the one they said that they got him. Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman somehow.
But isn't Benedict Cumberbatch in every Marvel film going forward?
Right. Well,
he is a very busy.
Well, here's the thing: the moment he flew from Doctor Strange, boom, the next day he was Sherlock. Next day. Wasn't even no break, nothing. Next day, Sherlock filming. It was ridiculous. I mean, I saw my friends were like that weekend, you know, they were sending me a thing about JHU Comics. He was filming right there. He popped into JHU. He's holding up a Doctor Strange comic dressed as Doctor Strange. Got out of there, went on a plane.
Sherlock is not sci-fi. Sherlock is not sci-fi, and it's absolutely excellent every single time. It is never.
Oh, Moffat seems like he gives more than 100% when it comes to Sherlock.
Well, I do think Mark Gatiss has influence, and Mark Gatiss is excellent. I think.
Although I do have to say though, that for me every episode was perfect, except the Christmas special of Sherlock.
The recent one. Well, we won't spoil it for Connor, but I understand why you think that. It's still,
I'm just
still great.
I'm just saying that I had no problem with not one episode with anything of Sherlock until the Christmas special.
Yeah, I'm the same. It wasn't.
But that's great to say that I could just
the show. It's still a good episode because Sherlock is amazing, but it's It was definitely the weaker of the lot. But Connor, you're in for a treat. Catch up on that great show.
I certainly will, yeah.
I might really watch that now.
Yeah, I've sort of been wanting to do it for a few years, but now because we've got a new series coming out in the fast approaching New Year, I thought I'll just watch it now. I
gotta say, this has been one. I know we're talking about other things on the Whovians, that's okay, because we'll talk about it, but this has been one of the most interesting years I think that we've had in a while. A lot of stuff's happened, and movies and different things, and us going through personal things. I mean, so I'm very excited about. I think this is one of my favorite years.
Yeah, one of my worst years, but now for the past month, it's been one of my best. Like it's been a lot better for me. It's been a lot better for me past month, and it's been the most definitely bizarre. Yeah, politically, TV wise.
Yeah, I mean, I know. I also am down videos like 500 and so. I mean, every year I put out 1,000, but not this year. But I've been busy.
I think to reminisce upon the year we've had. I think 2016 has been the year where I've had the most life-changing moments. Like I've physically felt I've changed paths on life, and my life has changed, not just personally, but politically as well. Like, you know, as James said, you know, you've got the Donald Trump election, you've got Brexit, you know, you've got all of these sorts of democratic decisions are finally sort of being recognised and are being pushed through. And everything's gonna change. The world is gonna look very different in 3 or 4 years than it is today, I think, and you just feel that change is coming on, for better or for worse. I don't know, but
Doctor Who's coming behind. It's a great era to be a fan of television and gaming. I tell you that one last point. No, not. I mean, you two do game a bit. Gaming it was very slacking in the past few years. I'm sure everyone when the consoles released.
The moment we got that VR.
Yeah, that's what I started picking up. When the consoles came out, the PS4 and Xbox One, it was terrible. The games sucked. The consoles sucked. They were too expensive. This has been such a good season. There's been so many good games and so many good TV shows. It's a very, very entertainment-wise. There's so much to do. I mean, I'm always busy. I mean, I've spent crazy amounts on so many games.
We'll have to continue this in everything show when we can.
Indeed,
talk about it.
We will.
Yes, but again, Doctor Who's still around, so let's try to make the best of the situation we're in. We only got one episode, but that's okay. And we got Series 10 with Moffat, and then we got Chibnall.
And then we got Mark Gatiss as the next Doctor now, Joe. I'd love that, dude. So,
he's actually in the running to play young Dumbledore.
Oh, please.
I thought that Arthur Darvill.
Yeah, that's what's weird. Arthur Darvill comes out, and all of a sudden, Mark Gatiss' name is thrown in the ring. And he's a good actor, is Mark Gatiss. He just needs bigger things, I think. Like Sherlock's big enough.
Well, didn't that movie come out, Dad's Army?
That was a bit of a bomb. I mean, it was. It wasn't. It's not as good as.
Oh, it was out.
It's out, yeah.
Well, you know about the movie? Oh,
I didn't even know.
Yeah, the movie was.
Oh, please don't talk about that.
Oh, we forgot to say too. Toby Jones is the villain of Sherlock.
Yeah, I heard.
The freaking Dream Lord, man! Like, holy crap!
Yeah,
but we'll have to talk about that on
the Dream Lord.
Everything. So yeah. All right, guys. So we're gonna be out of here. We will carry on this discussion in its proper place. Everything show. There's nothing to talk about with Doctor Who, so we have to sometimes go off tangents, but it's okay. All right. Take care. Bye for now.